Will be in one WNBA player prop here on PrizePicks for Tuesday, July 25th. It is Taco Tuesday here on PrizePicks. I will be playing this Pablo Lopez over 5.5 Ks. I feel like it's a must play here. I think there's good value. Again, not a gambling expert, not financial advice. Simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully, give you guys some insight and analysis to then make your own player prop decisions here. Again, there's a link in the description below. You can sign up for PrizePicks, 100% deposit match. Discord link in the description. The main server is currently completely free, as well as the Patreon link in there as well, where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. But yeah, let's get into it, you guys. One MLB, one WNBA. We have a massive slate here on both MLB and WNBA. I think there's 5 WNBA games, and I'm pretty sure like almost every MLB team is playing here tonight. So again, let's not waste any time, you guys. Let's just get right into it. So the first play is going to be a strikeouts prop. It's going to be Taijuan Walker over 4.5 Ks against the Baltimore Orioles. Taking a quick look at Taijuan's last 5, she's over this in 4 of his last 5 games, 5, 6, 8, and 6 being his last 4 overs, with one miss coming here with 3 against the San Diego Padres. Taking a look at this matchup specifically, there is rain in the forecast here, but I believe everything I've read has talked about this game being, or the weather being clear by the time game starts. So hopefully this should actually help us. There looks like there should be a little bit of wind, but hopefully it should help Taijuan Walker here, just the moisture in the air. Taking a look at Taijuan Walker though, when he pitches at home, he's been a this season. This season at home, I mean, he has a 2.76 ERA. He's 5-1. Opponents are batting 178 against him. He has 47 strikeouts in only 49 innings compared to 58 innings and 47 strikeouts on the road. Take a look at Outlier. Again, link at top of the description of this video. 7-day free trial with Outlier. Best research tool in my opinion. Mobile app is a 10 out of 10. We take a look here at his odds. He's minus 140 on DraftKings, minus 135 on BetMGM to go over 135, and minus 135 on BetMGM and minus 140 on DraftKings to go over 4.5 strikeouts. We take a look at his last 20 games here. Ton of green here. More specifically, his last 10 games has a ton of green here. He's over in 7 of his last 10 games, you guys. 7 of his last 10, he has hit the over on this line. We take a look and we filter this to when he pitches at home. You can see here, over his last 10 games, he's pitched 5 games at home, and he's over 4 of his last 5 games at home. Specifically, starting right-handed pitchers versus the Orioles. We just saw all 4 starting right-handed pitchers of the Tampa Bay Rays clear this line. We saw Taj Bradley, Zach Eflin, and Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow had 9, Eflin had 8, and Bradley had 6 here. So we kind of since the All-Star break, right? We take a look here specifically over the last week or so, or last 5 or 6 days. Since July 21st, so over the last 5 days, Baltimore Orioles versus right-handers. We look at Baltimore, the highest strikeout percentage in baseball at 34.5% over the last 84 plate appearances for the team, and I believe this is over the last 4 games here. We take a look here also at Taijuan Walker when he pitches at home. Strong hit rate this season. He's only missed 2 times at home, once against the Padres and once against the Cubs. But every other game, you guys, he's had at least 5 strikeouts. We take a look at this potential lineup here for the Baltimore Orioles this season. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost every guy in this first 7 or 6 of the first 7 batters have a strikeout percentage over 20% here. But Taijuan Walker pitching at home, I love the matchup here for him. I like 4.5 strikeouts as the first play tonight for Taijuan Walker. And the second place here is going to be a WNBA prop, and it's going to be an assist prop, and it's going to be Jordan Canada over 5.5 assists here. Jordan Canada has been a pretty solid assist player this season. She's over in 2 of her last 2 and 3 of her last 5 games. One miss coming with 5 assists against the Las Vegas Aces. Probably the toughest matchup possible. We take a look here at Jordan Canada, and we take a quick look at her splits here. Right, she is playing at home. She does average slightly more assists at home, 5.8 assists at home compared to 5.7 away. So we do get that home factor. Players just being able to shoot the ball, a little bit better at home. Role players and things like that. We take a look at just Jordan Canada's numbers this season. Right, she has such a high floor for this line. Look how many times she's only gone under 5 assists 3 times this season. She's had at least 5 assists in pretty much every single other game this season. We take a look over on Outlier. For WNBA prop, she's at minus 130 on FanDuel to go over 5.5 assists, which to me is solid odds for WNBA prop. We don't see extremely juiced WNBA props really ever. We take a look here over her last 20 games. You can see the hit rate for at least 5 assists here, so we know the floor is extremely high for Jordan Canada when she does play at home over her last 20 as well. Pretty solid as well as far as just getting at least 5 assists, but I really do love the matchup. She's facing the Indiana Fever, who When she faced them last season at home, she did have 8 assists against them, but I just love the matchup. Indiana Fever allowing the most points in the WNBA, the most points per game to opponents in the WNBA, as well as to opponents the third most assists. We break this down to guards specifically. Indiana Fever, third most assists to guards, and we don't really care about scoring here, but it should allow Jordan Canada to rack up those assists. We take a look here at this matchup. I think this is like a really close spread, actually. Indiana versus the Sparks, 3.5. So probably one of the closest spreads of any game today on the slate, and it is a home game for the Sparks. But like I said, let's just take a look at a few other recent guards or main league guards here for opponents versus the Indiana Fever. We saw in their most recent game, Courtney Vandersloot, obviously an elite point guard, had 10 assists. We saw, let's look at this next one here. We saw Brittany Sykes have 7 assists, Natasha Cloud had 5. Next game here, we saw Courtney Vandersloot again had 12 assists versus Indiana. Another game, we saw Arika Egonbanwale had 5 assists, and then backup guard in 19 minutes, Odyssey Sims had 5 assists. The next one here, we see Minnesota Lynx. We saw Kayla McBride had 3, but Lindsay Allen had 6 assists in 33 minutes. Another play here, what is this? Chicago Sky. We saw Courtney Williams have 8 assists, and then Marina Mabry also have 6 assists. We're looking at 12 assists combined for that backcourt against the Fever for the Chicago Sky. Phoenix Mercury here, we saw Diana Taurasi finish with 6. And we saw Jokic have 6 assists here against the Indiana Fever. So we've continuously seen lead guards here be able to rack up the assists against a pretty weak defense in the Indiana Fever, obviously allowing the most points in the WNBA, which should allow like role player Nyeka, Dearica Hamby, and things like that for the Sparks. Peripheral or like other players allow Jordan Canada to really play make and dish the ball to those players. So these are the 2 plays here for this video. Massive slate on both MLB and WNBA. We got Taco Tuesday as well. Should be a fun one here on PrizePicks. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2 plays. Tejon Walker over 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. Jordan Canada over 5.5 assists. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.